Yeah.
Yes.
From the top of what?
I'm spitting. Afrosquidopka.
Teacher Auntie Monica, Queen of Heartbeats, Monica Mo Clearly. You are the most beautiful legend, our superhero, the whole world in one person, greater than life itself.
A joyful, generous, loving spirit who always had a song ready at the right moment, and every moment was the right moment to break out in song. A teacher of music, a teacher of life, a freedom teacher.
Auntie Monica, in the connection between you and me, us, we create the softest pocket of the world. A world where I feel alive, not only awake, where there is a well of abundance, and we are both the spring and the bucket. And we got us, where I can be soft and rigid in the same breath, because you see the pain and the dream.
Your essence is in all that is divine and sacred around us, lives within us, a heart that beats, in the river's rhythms flowing against the rocks, in the warmth of Godic sun embracing sweetly and tenderly.
In all your entirety, for all of eternity, we will always love you.
In all your entirety, for all of eternity, we will always love you.
You are so much more than a teacher. You are family. Blessed to know you. Blessed to call you my beloved ancestor.
Your power has elevated to a whole nother level. You live through so many hearts, music, vocals, and sounds. You are the cha and the boom to our lives.
Boomshake became home, where armor didn't automatically disappear. Who are your people? A chip at the armor. What are the traditions of your people? A chip at the armor. What are your superpowers? A chip at the armor. How do your gremlins get to you? A chip at the armor.
No words are truly enough to honor your spirit, but still we write and speak these words so that you hear us. Hear us as we carry on your songs of freedom. Hear us as we say your name out loud. Hear us as we march towards our collective liberation.
Come pick some dandelions in the forest with me. We're making medicine. We're making tea. We dig the roots. We pick the leaves. Come Come and pick some dandelions in the forest with me. Come pick some dandelions in the forest with me. We're making medicine.
We continue coming together in ceremony, like you taught us, in times of grief for healing, for community, for joy, wading through stories, unearthing histories, elevating culture, in sacred circle, in the streets, for the movement, empower the people.
In all your entirety, for all of eternity, we will always love you.
In all your entirety, for all of eternity, we will always love you.
We will carry memories of you giving us looks when we hooked up the beat, revel in the moments when you touched the ground with your hand when we locked in. Auntie Monica, I hope you are barefooted, feeling the roots beneath us as we stay connected to you.
May you dance with the mountains, drum with the trees, swim deep in Yemaya, and shine bright with the universe. May your path be lit from Oakland to the eternal. I am forever changed, forever grateful to have drum beats through these streets. You are an eternal spirit. You are me, we, us. May you forever be a rebel with a cause.
Thank you for being a mother. Thank you for being a lover. Thank you for being a teacher. Thank you for being an auntie to Oakland. And thank you for being a homie. Thank you for loving us. Thank you for pushing us. For showing us how to live fully and joyfully and perfectly. For helping us find our voices and our rhythm and ourselves. For seeing in us what we couldn't yet see in ourselves and helping us get there.
Thank you for our sing-songing, rhyming with timing, from the hip with a dip and an itty-bitty twist. You are an Oakland icon, an Oakland legend. You deserve murals.
In your own words, of the energy we create in ceremony, we take a third for ourselves and our healing. Send a third to someone out there who needs it. And we take a third and send it down into the earth for our ancestors, for you.
In all your entirety, for all of eternity, we will always love you.
In all your entirety, for all of eternity, we will always love you.
I love you in every lifetime. As you might count us all in a circle. 1, 2, 3.
Ashe.
God is power, infinite, irresistible, inexorable, indifferent. And yet, God is pliable, trickster, teacher, chaos, clay. God exists to be shaped. God is change. From the Book of the Living, Octavia E. Butler. Change is us. Writings to the Earthseed verses.
God is change, is inevitable, the natural following of crisis. This crisis we are in requires love, and love manifested is change. Oakland is changing, but where is love in the tent cities sprouting up like wildflowers, tattered in the wind, tattered people, frayed at the edges, resilient? People who breathe, parent, hunger, dream, deserve to travel, eat at restaurants, have a safe place to rest their heads, as we all do. Where is God in these changing landscapes? Our own society's greed, ejecting our own neighbors, and we hold tight, knowing our foundations are temporary, gone in a flash. Amid catastrophic change, we are an ark balanced on the edge of a crumbling cliff. Our air is dense with invisible particulates that lodge in our lungs. Though fires are natural and necessary, we caused the chaos. All change is not equal. Consider change that is transformative, emergent, and collective, new conceptions of what it is to show up for one another. We have molded God, but in a way that destroys ourselves. And what about that which resists change? Eyes burning, we witness police brutality, detainment and deportation, the measuring and diminishing of people by their tongues, the color of their skin, the origins of their passports. Ever since the forced establishment of this nation built over burial grounds, we hear the cries of the murdered, enslaved, displaced, feel them push through our own lungs. Spirits haunt our dreams, asking why. We still oil the machinery of systems built long ago. Racism and white supremacy seem unchangeable, or at least stubborn, parasitic, poisoning the root. How can we plant a seed that is untainted? Lauren Oya Olamina believed, we are destined to take root in the stars. Storms. In the beginning, some said we were all in the same boat, but others of us argued we are in different kinds of boats, thrashing about in the same sea storm, the storm that took away some of our parents, aunties, friends, and icons, that distanced us, required masks and tests and vaccines, exposed global inequities, and put at risk people working the front lines. What kind of lifeboat are you in? Do you cling to its edges, the water splashing in, holes gaping in its hull, or do you rest easily on a massive cruise ship, all your needs tended to? Some of us may be swimming with only a life vest or nothing at all. My feet are wet as the storm creeps in. My son nestles in my embrace as the storm billows. Fires. We may hide behind walls, but they will be penetrated. Burning walls, we cannot breathe. Walls, burning behind the walls, burning within the walls, but still we hide behind walls. Burning behind, burning within, we need a vessel of water. Trees. Destruction leads to reconstruction. After a fire, plants begin to sprout, eventually a new forest. Trees are concerned about their descendants, sending messages and nutrients to protect their young growing in their understory. Have we forgotten how to sustain life? Trees do not live as individual organisms, though humans behave as though we can. See how they spread roots deep and wide, providing shelter, fruit, and shade. Note the messages they send via webs underfoot. Trees live in symbiosis, and so must we. My son, Will he need to be vigilant, a warrior on watch? What can I do so that he can trust that the forest holds him precious? Spirit is strong in him, fuerte, malakas, he is fearless, charming strangers, maybe even when he shouldn't. Raising a brown boy alone in these woods means that the very things he is, his language, the darkness of his skin, his curly hair, are both his beauty and his vulnerability. This world parses out those whose accents are not American and whose bodies are not white as other, inferior, exotic. This world categorizes us, even changing how we think about ourselves. Planting seeds to take root, whether here or in the stars, is to plant confidence, to instill in our children that they are worthy of being the main characters of the story. We split our own tongues into many and call back the forces of erasure. In this way, we shape destiny. In this way, we shape God. What can we learn from our children? Everything. When my son asks me to open an orange, I pull back the peel, expose the flesh, clear away sinews, check for seeds. But when I part the fruit, he pleads for me to put it back together. Ciérralo, he cries, asking me to fix what I've broken, to make it whole again. What have we destroyed that we leave our children to put back together? What divisions do we make that burden the young? We must change now. They deserve more than a broken inheritance. Despite believing they take us away from our work, children are our greatest collaborators. They mold us just as we mold them. I hold my son close today as he approaches the brink of boyhood, no longer baby. He clings back, knowing these times will be no more. Curls bouncing, he is a wild, glorious mix of Filipino, Cuban, Spanish, African. Many stands over generations of resilience. He corrects my Spanish, his first, my second tongue, asks questions I do not know the answers to, and each day I find them. He molds me just as I mold him. See him run in expanding circles, growing smaller and smaller in the distance. Then he returns to me. I provide shelter and source, while he provides every reason to believe.
When the march became monotonous, it became synonymous with the walk to Auschwitz. I wonder who we following, who's the first in line, and if he obeyed his conscience, if one of us broke free right now, would we betray our providence? Is this our fate, God? Am I to say, is it my place to play the prey so generations have a taste, God? For retribution, bloodthirsty for solutions, lasting longer than our stubbornness, refusal to arise from the confusion, Allah. I'll let this iron sharpen iron, but when I am iron deficient, carotids look delicious. Time is running out, and if I obey these wishes, might not make it to the mountain, just be stuck here in the bushes, burning, yearning to make a difference, so I'm listening. For my marching orders, a whisper, a sign, for the wind to shift, the shifting of these paradigms. If this a pilgrimage across the sea, a trail of tears, will it be me to break the beast? God, I pray it is. We've grown accustomed to a fruit that's overripened, fallen off the vine and out of time, it's nearly lifeless. The curious correlation is our comfort nice, our fear is heightened. We like a thing so sweet it's sour, our seduction frightening. Like our tempted, taught with fear, taught to fear anything real. Success is side-eyed, while the cynics get our ears. We hear, not listening, touch with no feeling, seeking, not finding, thinking we wise, we just wishing, listening for some better days, waiting on a messiah, pray someday someone will save. We lay our hopes, invest in icons, celebs, and wonder why come we conned out of our senses when our six we should have heeded, needing to breathe and seek inside. The God of our unconscious, not just God up in the sky. Life is about reliance on self, and that ain't blasphemy. Lesson on Mount Sinai felt, and as for me and mine, we listening for our marching orders, a sign for the wind to shift, the shifting of these paradigms. If this a pilgrimage across the sea, a trail of tears, will it be me to break the beast, God? I know it is. For our marching orders, a whisper, a sign, for the wind to shift, the shifting of these paradigms. This a pilgrimage across the sea, a trail of tears. Will it be me to break the beast, God? I pray it is. If you go right, left, then I go left, right. If you gonna bring death, then I'm gonna bring light. So some won't see the day until they leave night, but I'm gonna be all right. We gonna be all right. If you go right, left, then I go left, right. If you gonna bring death, then I'm gonna bring light. And some won't see the day until they leave night. We gonna be all right. We gonna be all right.
Ị lọtala? Enweghị ị ga-eri? Ijeọma.
Mahal kita, magandang umaga. Maraming salamat.
أهلا وسهلا. شكرا جزيلا. أحبك. أزول. تنميرت. هملاخكم.
We come in solidarity as people who are limitless, people who are unfading, people who are water, fluid, soft and yielding. We are deathless.
What made you come?
Deathless.
How did you get?
Deathless.
Will you ever go?
Deathless.
When was the last time you were?
Deathless.
Is that an accent, I?
Deathless.
What was that? Can you please?
Deathless.
You just have to work?
Deathless.
But that happened so long.
Deathless.
I heard the news. Is your?
Deathless.
How dare you come and take our?
Deathless.
This is America, we speak.
Deathless.
I read somewhere that you're.
Deathless.
What made you leave?
Deathless.
Where is your proof of?
Deathless.
When did you come?
Deathless.
Can you please repeat?
Deathless.
Your application was?
Deathless.
When will you go back? We come in solidarity as people who are limitless, people who are unfading, people who will overcome whatever is right in our heart.
We are deathless.
Alright, yeah, we're about to sing a song about Oakland. Y'all want to do that?
Yeah! Actually, it's a lonely land. Everybody wants to be in Oakland. This is a lonely land. Everybody wants to be in Oakland. This is a lonely land. We have black bears in the hills. Coyotes used to cry, ow! Barely see the deer anymore, but the red-tailed hawk still flies. The red-tailed hawk still flies. Everybody wants to be in Oakland. This is a lonely land. Everybody wants to be in Oakland. This is a lonely land. We have black bears in the hills. Coyotes used to cry, ow! Barely see the deer anymore, but the red-tailed hawk still flies. The red-tailed hawk still flies. The red-tailed hawk still flies.
I'm Nkiruka Oche. Achọrọ m ịkụziri unu egwu. Egwu a na-akpọ Onye Ga-agba Egwu. It is a song from my childhood asking who is going to dance. Will you dance with us?
Yes!
Show us your moves, okay? I'm gonna call your name. Yes?
Yes!
You show us how it's done. Let's begin. Can you beat up? Onye ga-agba egwu ihe.
So this chant was written in the fall of 2016 by the adult community class. And it was during a time where everyone was feeling how hostile the U.S. is towards Black and brown and immigrants of color. So the sentiment really is sometimes we need to show up in the streets with our rage and fight. And also sometimes we need space to just feel sad and lost. And no matter what, we're here for each other in that. So think of someone who you need to lift up today. It can be yourself, it could be someone else. And just hold them while you're giving this chant. So I'll say some words and then you'll repeat after me. Don't worry, I got you.
Don't worry, I got you.
I feel that way too.
I feel that way too.
We'll get there together.
We'll get there together.
We'll make our way through.
We'll make our way through.
Don't worry, I got you.
Don't worry, I got you.
I feel that way too.
I feel that way too.
We'll get there together.
We'll get there together.
We'll make our way through.
We'll make our way through.
I said don't worry, I got you.
Don't worry, I got you.
I feel that way too.
I feel that way too.
We'll get there together.
We'll get there together.
We'll make our way through.
We'll make our way through.
I said don't worry, I got you.
Don't worry, I got you.
I feel that way too.
I feel that way too.
We'll get there together.
We'll get there together.
We'll make our way through.
We'll make our way through.
Let's begin at the beginning. Every woman, every man. Beckon to our childs, come round the fire, settle in. Turn our attention to the eldest, the wisest of the clan. Soft in their voices and wrinkled in the hand. Assume a reverent posture as they reveal what's been revealed to them. Although the story varies naturally from skin to skin, the basics and the premise are undoubtedly akin. Once upon a time, before a man, woman, child, our Creator made all elements. We depend upon them now. And then there was a birthing of our kind from stars, sea creeks or earth mounds. We dwelled upon this land relatively in peace. Don't get me wrong, some things did die, but we didn't take more than we needed. Our ebbs and flows of empire's glory, humble villages wore faith and peace, reflected measured order in our mere sky and water. We knew we could suckle from the mother, granted we always showed her honor. Knowing abundance was our birthright, yet it hadn't dawned upon us to do more than protect the space and land we lived, laughed, birthed, and died on. We knew to call the land our home, stopping short of the arrogance to say we own. For how can you own the sun, the moon, the stars, the earth, the sea? I am because we are was once understood universally. Yet somewhere down the line, in caves of deprivation, panic, and greed, those who felt they didn't have enough began to nurture a fear-based seed. And when this monster fear emerged from the caves of cold, hunger, thirst, and fatigue, it had taken so long for it to find comfort that its soul had been permanently diseased. It looked around and all it found was an opportunity for taking. And then this me disease began to spread among the living. Not only the human beings were affected, but the animals, the trees, the spirits. If we look into our mirrors now, so long after ago, our skies and waters aren't so clear, streaked with selfishness and ego. The love we once had as universal comrades has been pushed aside by dough. No, not the sacred deer, but the lie that pushes us to capitalize, to commodify, to plagiarize, big corporate and build gates, ultimately dividing and perpetuating hate. For hate cannot exist in sharing and love. The very thing we cannot live without is each other and the simple, sweet blessings of our mother. When will we all begin to figure it out? We need all me's to release fear, falsehood, and doubt. We need all me's to come into the fold and help heal we now. We became the me, gradually. So gradually, it was hard to see. It's a long journey back, so let's go forward, forward steadily. Forward with our elders' stories, forward with our elders' warnings, forward with our newfound knowing, doing the work to pull the weeds of greed that started growing. Teach to keep the fires burning. Speak so they stand on us and tell these stories. But be it not from a place of mourning. Secure outcomes of prestige and glory for us. And on vulture's wings, my prayer soaring. It's time we've gotta teach some lessons. They don't know with who they're messing. We are children of the Most High. Can you hear our battle cry? We've got all the muscle we gon' need when we call all corners to our feet. Pound the drums and sing the songs, the ones that make the dust wake up and ride along. We want you to know that we ain't scared. If we can't beat you here, we'll beat you there. Down press's time has come to an end. Return all power to Aboriginal mans. Break free minds and unchained hands. Burn out your foolish plans. We're about to free the land.
Kitty, can I have 5 more minutes?
You remember where we're going later?
Coogee Village.
Coogee Chagulia Village.
Yoka's territory. And we get to see Cousin Octavia and Fred and Audrey and Auntie Janelle. And we get to take Uncle Russell's car, right?
Child, yes. That would be a very long bike ride.
But why don't they come up here like usual for ceremony?
Because the people and the land there need you.
To sing the healing song.
You get to teach everybody.
But why don't you sing it, Auntie?
I have a different role this time, but I'll be right there with you. It's gonna go the little ones, then the elders, then the in-betweens. The grown-ups need to hear from the other side. And you little ones got that special connection, like when Grandma Sally comes to see you. Your singing helps grown-ups open up our hearts, and it opens up the land.
Is she okay?
She's still healing.
What's this ceremony for?
It's for gratitude, like always, and for releasing. So you're probably gonna see more people crying, falling out, letting the loud sounds come out. And when we do that with our ancestors and with spirit all around protecting us, we know that's healthy, right? That's safe. We don't want to keep anything inside that could hurt us if it doesn't come out.
Baba Leonard says sing it out, dance it out, drum it out.
All of the above, baby girl. And if any spirits have something to share with you, you can tell me. You don't have to hold that all on your own.
What do you think they might share?
Well, we know Mama Aretha's been teaching you that we're in the remembering time still. After enough people woke up and remembered what we're here for, which is...
Share our gifts and grow together?
Absolutely. And so, in the before time, in the sorrow time, Mama Aretha's been teaching you what that was like.
She said kids used to get sick just playing here.
Right.
But the kids called White had clean air to breathe.
They mostly did. And so all the things you're learning about that happened on Huchin happened all over Turtle Island. And that's why we feel that pain sometimes from what happened to the people and the plants and the animals. Where Coogee Village is now, the ones who forgot how to be human made millions of animals live their whole lives inside cages.
Like they used to do to people?
Very similar. The animals couldn't move around. They almost never felt the sun. They couldn't keep themselves clean. It was dirty and smelly all the time. The babies got taken from their mamas when they were just a day old.
Did the animals fight back?
Anytime we put nature out of balance, there's a reaction. The earth got hot. The soil got sick. The water got sick. People all over the world got diseases we weren't supposed to get. And many, many people suffered and died. People took so much from the animals and from the earth, we all almost lost everything.
Why would people take so much?
In the sorrow time, the colonizers tried to control what we saw and what we heard and what we thought. And a lot of us forgot how we're meant to be. Remember the systems the colonizers made? It was like living in an invisible maze. And they forced our people to move in ways that they didn't always choose.
They didn't get consent?
Right. Colonizers didn't get consent. But enough of us woke up and started to see the maze, and we saw that all the paths inside it led down one road, and that was death. So we used every creative way we could dream of together to break down the maze and move towards life, towards you. You had people dreaming about you before you were even born, didn't you?
You tell me that all the time.
Well, it's true all the time.
I never want to live in a maze or a cave.
And you never will, Sweet Pea. That's why when you forget how to be, we circle you.
I don't get circled.
We circle you in a hug, we circle you with family, and we gonna circle with everybody at Coogee Village.
Maybe the spirits then will bring me a new song.
Maybe. So don't stay up all night with your cousins. You gotta be asleep for songs to meet you in your dreams.
Auntie Janelle said there used to be a drought there.
From how it looks now, you'd never know. Now go play.
Rain, tears like rain, down like rain. Let us pray for rain. Sun and rain, make a change. Hands and hearts we pray. Moon may change, seasons fade, still we grow again. Never ends, love don't end, comes again like rain.
Hey yo, Cabot, where you at, bro?
Oh my, are they really for the people? Yeah, we see no sign. They tryna build walls, but who commit world crimes? Gassing us up while we pay more fines. Oh my, power to the people so the people gon' climb. We gon' keep flowing like the rivers in the sky. Generations of resistance be the reason for the rhyme.
Money spent just to bring this torture to our lives. Money spent just to see the tears in our eyes. Money spent to kill off and see us alone. Where's the money at? Cause how could we know? Money for the wealthy, abusive, and white. Money for the powerful men who are high. Money which is spent spreading COVID-19. Money should be spent for a future that's free. Cause we are the ones marching for a change. We are the ones protesting for the same right. Equity, peace, and efficiency. Water and air, just show us some decency. Terrible lies and empty promises.
Your money pours that dirty, don't water given today. We're demanding you to change. You try to hide from us, but we figured it out. Now that we know, we'll try to change, no doubt. Oh, here's yet another problem, climate change. Our future disappearing, where do you make a change? Don't say there's nothing we can do. People are dying, have you not got the clue? Stop using all the harmful machinery. We want to see the money funded into frontline communities, not to the fossil fuel industry. So much for all of us now, where's the money at?
They tryna build walls, but who commit world crimes? Gassing us up while we pay more fines. Oh my, power to the people so the people gon' climb. We gon' keep flowing like the rivers in the sky. Generations of resistance be the reason for the rhyme.
We are standing for a better world, like polar bears starving for food.